evening. I want to welcome all of you to this lecture in our leadership lecture series featuring our alumni. Our speaker today is Mr. Gopal, a longtime friend of the Institute and also of the Alumni Association. He's one of those people that whenever he can attends alumni functions, and that's very important because that's how you really form a bond between the alumni and the institute and among the alumni. So I want to thank Mr. Gopal personally for making his presence felt on so many occasions. He is the managing director of Chemplast Sanmar Limited. In fact, he is responsible for all chemical businesses of the Sanmar Group in India. He is a BTEE 1971 from IIT Madras. Also has an MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. He has had experience in varied segments, marketing, projects, general management, and he has also set up greenfield projects in various industry segments in India and abroad. He is also the regional chairman for South India Chemical Council and also past president of the Madras Management Association. He serves on many state as well as national committees. I'm very happy to have him here to talk to our students and to our faculty, and I invite him to deliver his lecture.
Professor Nagarajan, members of the faculty, alumni, and most importantly, dear students. Thank you for having me here today, and Professor Nagarajan, thank you for the nice words. I wish I could do more in the alumni event. Professor Nagarajan, really thank you for inviting me here today. It is a privilege to be here. It's always great to have interaction with young minds, particularly young minds which are possibly the sharpest in the country today. It also has special significance for me. I spent 5 years, possibly the best 5 years of my life here. And I am what I am today because of the 5 years I spent here. Albeit that it was a long time back, and it was, at least of the student population out here, I passed out before all of you were even born here. So that gives you some perspective on what we are talking. Ever since this invitation came, I've been thinking on what do I speak on to a bunch of highly talented guys, which they would find interesting and have some takeaways. It is difficult to choose a topic for this kind of an audience, particularly an audience where you have a mix of students, people who are on the verge of passing out and people who have been 1 year, 2 years into the system. It's also difficult to choose a topic because there's a lot of emotional impact on this. But I thought a topic which would cut across different age groups and different years in the thing would be something like what is it that takes to be excellent in everything you do, and hence the topic, passion for excellence. What I'm going to say is unstructured. It is basically sharing of thoughts. It is a sharing of experiences of what I have gone through. So here goes. Excellence is a level of service that we all aspire to, whatever industry or domain we work in. It is essential that we operate outside our comfort zone. being exceptionally smart and talented students, already our level of what we do would be very high. But it is important for us to try and come out of the comfort zone and stretch ourselves to ensure that continuously we exceed what we are doing today. We are doing either business or academics or whatever it is more and more on a global basis. So as we integrate more and more into the global economy, this requirement of excellence gets new definitions based on what is it that is universally accepted and not only accepted in India. So in an international context, and definitely more and more relevant in India, expectation of all clients, be it, and clients can be defined very loosely, not necessarily a customer-vendor relationship, is first time right and on time. Now, this is something ingrained in the Western mind, but we Indians find it difficult to accept. I don't know how many of you know Hindi out here. There's a very nice expression called 19-20 in Hindi. To translate loosely, we want 20, but 19 is acceptable. This 19-20 doesn't work. If 20 is accepted, 20 is required. And it is required on the day we committed. It is required first time when it was committed rather than delivering 19, then making it 19 and a half, and then making it 20. In the rare event that we are unable to deliver it on the day we had committed, it is better to say it bluntly rather than use vague terms like we are trying, because most Western people don't understand these words. They don't understand this concept of trying. Either it will be done or it will not be done. And whenever things go wrong, it is essential to have a preventive, corrective analysis so that the same mistake is not made again. In fact, many customers now expect this and will not deal with you unless a credible preventive corrective analysis is given to them on how this problem would not occur again. And the definition of getting it right, the definition of quality has now expanded beyond just the concept of quality of the product. It is the entire experience. And I don't mean experience in the way of seeing a nice movie and then feeling good about it. I mean it in very cold terms, like, was the documentation right? Because in most economies in the world, including many companies in India, people want to touch a paper only once. And when I say touch a paper, I mean it figuratively. They want to read an email only once. They do not want to go back again and again to it. And for many reasons. One is they don't have the time. Second is today, given the cost of manpower has been has been squeezed in most companies. And so if somebody has to review the same transaction again and again, it means an additional burden on the people. So it is essential that we get it right the first time in the entire gamut of what is involved in delivering to the customer. Get it right first time, on time. Going forward, it would be important for all of us to work with people who are far younger than us, accept that people far, far younger than us know much more than what we do. I mean, this is not a problem which most of the audience here has to face, but it's definitely there for people like me who have reached an age where we find it difficult to accept that somebody far younger knows much, much more. But going forward, this trait, if I can call it that, would become crucial in our journey of excellence. In this journey also, it is important that in discussions with people from other parts of the world, we do not talk negatively about India or let the country down in any way. I mean, I'm not saying this for any patriotic reason. I mean, obviously that is important, but I'm saying this for cold business reasons. If my environment in doing business is not right, how can I be right? I have heard people from India telling foreign clients that our port systems will never work, our airports will never work. So what does this customer top of his mind, that you will never ever be able to deliver on time because your ports will never work on time or the airports will not work? So it's important for us to accept that there may be an issue, but say that in a developing economy we have issues which we are resolving, and in our company we will ensure that we will find ways of meeting whatever temporary constraints there are in the Indian system. I think this is a much more elegant way of putting it rather than getting the country down all the time. We actually today live in exciting times. It is great to be an Indian. It is fantastic to be an Indian in these days when we see the kind of growth which has been there in the past few years. I mean, yes, it has come down to maybe 5 or 6% in the past couple of years, but typically these kinds of growths most countries would kill for. We are having issues, and I'm confident that we will get around these issues and we will be back to what we were achieving in the past 10 years or so. I wish many times that I was 25 years younger and be a party to all this excitement on what's going on. And this is only to be a part of these exciting times, to grow with what is going on, not for any eternal youth or wanting to get back into anything. And as we go forward, newer opportunities will evolve, those that we do not even know of now, and I'm sure studying here, you see things every day which did not exist even a few years back. So fundamentally, our own development will be determined by a dream each one of us has for ourselves. And I would urge each one of you to dream. I would urge each one of you to think beyond what you think you are capable of, and I am confident that each one of you will get there.